Hey there, Chloe Lewis here, founder of the Marma J Foundation, and I'm just going to spend a few minutes going over what the Marma J Foundation is, how to get involved with the Marma J DAO, and how we are using the Near protocol blockchain to build up our foundation and how we leverage Web3 tech for social good here at the Marma J Foundation. Where J comes from is actually my grandmother. Back in Antigua, she grew up with her name being Marma and her last name is Joseph. We wanted to figure out a way to continue spreading her love, positivity, and joy that she has for her family, but spread it out to not just family and friends, but to arguably the entire world. To do that more efficiently, we leverage Web3 tech. All that really means is the open web, or the idea of instead of just being able to read the web, like being able to read emails and read articles online, and then instead of just being able to write on the web and being able to, let's say, upload pictures and images like on Instagram or different social media platforms or YouTube, for example, now we're talking about the open web, being able to own the web that you're taking part in. So whether that's owning different cryptocurrencies, whether that's creating NFTs and being able to own your digital media, the idea is how do we actually own the internet, own the web that we're using, and use that to support others around the world. In 2019, around September of that year, we moved out to Antigua with the main idea of just figuring out how can we use Web3 tech for social good. We landed there, we didn't really know what we were going to do specifically, but we decided to just look around, experience the culture. I am from Antigua, so I had a bit of background there and some family support, but really it was just to figure out where can we help. So initially, there was a large stray dog problem in Antigua, and there's obviously, like any country, there's trash and litter scattered around different tourist areas, because not everyone takes care of their locations as they should. So our ideas were just to walk to and from the beach on a daily basis, and on the way there, pick up the trash that we saw. There was a trash can at the beach. We dumped the trash there. We'd bring water and food for the dogs with us. And when we got there, we'd feed the dogs and spend some time at the beach together. It was a very low barrier way for us to support the local environment we were in and leveraging Web3 tech to do so. So we were involved in a variety of different Web3 platforms where we'd earn economic resources, and we distribute the economic resources after converting them into goods and services that we could use to support the local environment. It wasn't actually that sustainable to continue supporting social impact in the area with the resources we had, and we actually had to move back to Canada and rethink through how we were going to create this ecosystem. We had various different initiatives. We had the Spread the Love project where we were skateboarding up and down Windsor, Ontario, giving out McDonald's gift cards to marginalized individuals. But even that, for example, still required some economic resources to fund. And so that kind of led us eventually to the Near blockchain. We realized that if we had our foundational assets in a proof-of-stake network where we were supporting an ecosystem just from staking our Near tokens in the ecosystem, supporting the network security, as well as earning some Near tokens along the way, which we could then use to, again, convert into goods and services to support the community, that might be a more viable path moving forward. We started figuring out how could we support local groups through on-chain means. And that led us to working with Mintbase, where we would create NFTs, so non-fungible tokens, which would then sell or auction off, and then the funds from those sales would go back to different groups. using Mintbase, an NFT minting and marketplace platform on Near, we were able to, for a very low cost, less than $1, less than, it was a few cents, to mint these NFTs, so create these non-fungible tokens, put them up for sale, and we actually sent about, I think, $700 to the Friends of the Care Project. This was the name of the school. So at the end of each quarter, what we do is all the funds we have raised for this school are sent to FOTCP.near, Friends of the Care Project.near, and we withdraw 90% of the funds at the end of each quarter, send over the payment through PayPal to the school, so we're still using Web3 tech in many ways, and then 10% of the funds raised stay in the account, staking, so that eventually, hopefully, there's enough economic incentive for this school to take ownership of the account. On Near, there's this wonderful pathway with multiple access keys. And so even though, in the Marma J Foundation, or I have secured the FOTCP.near account through my ledger, I could create a new access key that the school or someone at the school could manage, and then I could burn the access key that I have. It's a way of progressive onboarding so that the person that you're onboarding doesn't have to worry about too much of the Web3 stuff right off the bat. They can just receive the funds, start learning about how blockchain works, and then over time, figure out a way to manage those funds in an efficient way on their own. Now we have many Mint-based smart contracts that we manage as a foundation. We have Let's Be Creative, and that's just for anyone in the Marma J community to learn about NFTs for the first time, maybe mint their first NFT, and funds from that go back to the Marma J DAO and the Marma J account. We also have the Marma J Mint-based store, which is a little bit more closed, and we also have this open call where any artist in the community can actually submit a piece, a digital piece that represents their definition of love, support, or positivity, and have a chance. We vote as a DAO once a week to add new minters to the store. We started off with our Marma J account. We then created this Marma J Mint-based store so we can create and sell NFTs, which has been a great benefit for the Marma J Foundation. It's just a way for us to govern the Marma J Foundation on the blockchain. So it is decentralized in the sense that it is not just myself making decisions. We have 3 people currently on the council, myself, and I govern Marma J.near, my fiance, Bianca.near, and then my childhood best friend, Rebecca.near, who currently works for the Near Foundation. We are working towards autonomy over the next 3 to 6 months. We've actually received a grant, a very generous grant from the Near Foundation, so I want to say thank you to the Near Foundation for that, where we're going to be using this grant to figure out ways to be more and more autonomous as a community. One of the major ways we want to work at being more autonomous is dealing with automatic DAO treasury management. We want to work at being able to manage our treasury, our funds that we've collected through various means, and we want to do it automatically. So the way we're doing that is we're using a solution that we actually got from the most recent hackathon, the MetaBuild hackathon, for Near multi-call. What that means is we're able to sequence multiple blockchain calls, multiple blockchain transactions in order, and we're going to be using Croncat to automate those transactions. A Marma J token is what we use to distribute economic resources to the community. We also allow community members to submit their own proposals. Arguably, anything that leverages Web3 for social good is eligible to be submitted as a proposal to the Marma J DAO. Really try and ensure that we can be as transparent as possible. We can be very organized as a DAO using this token to distribute, but then all the records of every single distribution we've ever done is recorded on chain. Every reason for why we've distributed tokens should also be on chain. We use forum links and forum proposals in our Marma J token distribution. So if anyone in the community or even outside of the community wants to look in and see, okay, the Marma J Foundation, what have they been distributing tokens for in the past? that should all be visible on our DAO, and anyone can kind of figure out what they should do next or what they need to do in order to potentially receive funding for their own initiatives. The Marma J community is honestly anybody who has ideals that line up with ours, which is just supporting the Web3 community in general, with educational initiatives or just general support initiatives. So I hope that gave a little bit of a high-level overview of what the Marma J Foundation is, what the Marma J DAO is, and how we use our token to leverage Web3 for social good. Again, Web3 is just all of these tools that we have. So the DAO, the token, the mint-based stores that we have as well to support the artistic and creative community. And it all comes together as in the Marma J Foundation. We leverage the variety of these tools just for social good projects. So we have some projects we plan to enact going forward. One of them is a puppy garden. We're not sure exactly where in the world this puppy garden is going to exist, but the idea is that we want to continue staying true to our roots, and we understand that a lot of Caribbean islands, Antigua, what we've seen firsthand, have an issue with stray dogs, and taking in stray dogs is a great way to support a local community, but it's also a great way to educate others. First of all, that come to an island just for a vacation to show them what's going on locally, but also it's a great way for us to potentially interact with any community. For example, having days where people can come in, come take care of the dogs with us can be a great way to reward them in Web3 tokens, like Marma J tokens, and teach them about other ways in which they can get involved with leveraging Web3 for social good. Usually when you explain to someone that you're funding a certain project through cryptocurrency or through crypto, they usually have a ton of questions to ask. And so honestly, it becomes more of an onboarding mechanism for us to continue to spreading love, support, and positivity to the community, to the ecosystem, and allowing them to understand how they can use this type of systems to also support their own initiatives and ideas. If you ever have any questions, like I said previously, you can always go to marmaj.org, head to our various social channels, but Telegram is where we have our community chat. Pop in, say hi at any time, and we'd love to support your goals and dreams as well as you learn to leverage Web3 for social good. Thank you.